Hi. So thank you for having me. Um, this is a very wonderful initiative, and I commend. I hope for more and more meetups later as this program commences. So yes, my name is Victoria, popularly known as the Victoria King. Um, it carries my name and carries the brand, my brand name. That's the brand that I built. And um this brand it actually started from young, because I mean, whatever you're building, it matures as a result of your own personal building. So I would say it started from young, and it grew into what we know as the Victoria King. That's the fashion branch of it. And what the Victoria King simply does is to distribute confidence into the lives of women out there, in all their facets of life. So this encompasses their work life, their leisure life, and it just makes them, endorse the made in Nigeria products. So once upon a time, made in Nigeria products were seen as inferior. So it was a case of, if you don't have your things, if you don't get your things from the big brands out there like Zara, if you don't import, you're more or less making use of inferior goods. And you know it's not everyone that has this um link. It's not everyone that has the opportunity to be able to get good quality products like they tagged it from abroad and all of that. So, and I saw a bridge, I saw a gap in that area. And at that point in time, I tried to, with the numerous resources, I would tag it as numerous because I mean, we all know the situation of the economy. So with the numerous resources, I began to build a system that I eventually put in place to be able to carry up the fashion niche of the Nigerian industry, and make people believe in these products, that see, these products can compete with the likes of the big branded names you have up there. And there's nothing wrong in having these products and then rocking it, because this is our own. The earlier we realize that we are actually good at what we do, and we can team up or even surpass greater brands out there, bigger brands out there, the better for us as a society. So that's more or less the gap the Victoria King um, is trying to close up. And I mean, we can all testify that, you know, ever since, from years to year, we have actually seen people develop greater trust in made in Nigeria products. We're seeing a lot of Nigerians rocking local brands, and I mean, that's a very big thumbs up.
Thank you so much. That's so like amazing and inspiring. So what would you say inspired you to start your clothing brand? What would you say inspired you? What was your first inspiration to start the brand?
Okay, so like I said, not everybody had the opportunity, that's the avenue, to be able to, you know, team up or to acquire these products that were actually seen as good. Like for instance, now, back then, let's say a dollar to naira was, let's say, like maybe 250, 300. Despite that being that, a lot of people still, you know if they're getting clothes. And I mean, when you talk of clothes, you're talking of confidence, because you cannot wear something that you would not be able to, you know, liaise with other people. It's a day-to-day occurrence, so you have to wear something that suits your persona and then gives you the booster to carry on with your day-to-day activity. So yeah, take for instance, back then when dollar to naira was, let's say, like 250, 200, a lot of people still didn't have the avenue to get, to be able to shop online, Zara, to be able to, I know you want to look good, you want to be unique, you want to have the latest, trendiest outfits and all of that. So, and in a way, I fell into that category. I mean, I always wanted to look good, like no matter what. Even when I was in Covenant, like they gave me fashion of the year icon award, because I
Wow.
love to just put pieces together, but I just saw that there was a disconnect. I mean, when you talk of the economy, just like I introduced earlier, when you talk of the economy, it can't grow unless we actually buy the naira, like to
Yes.
grow the naira. And the way things have, fallen, the way things have fallen over the years, you can see that a lot of people are actually now tending towards made in Nigeria goods. Well, for some though, they cannot afford to get the global branded products. But for most, it's more or less like they're actually seeing the prospects Nigerian products have. It's more or less like just grooming it and then taking it through that process where it can be fine-tuned. So that was actually what led me to start this brand. um I wanted people to have more confidence in what our local artisans are doing. um like, I think, let me see, which example can I use? Yeah, it was more or less confidence, because I know that there are a lot of great Nigerians out there doing great things. But the thing is, we cannot just wait for the government to, put everybody on a pedestal, and then, just, sometimes you have to take the bull by the horn and start whatever you can in your own space. So, which was what we keyed into. And 3 years later, we're here looking at the success story of TVK.
Wow. That's so nice. Like, I'm so excited to hear that. So how was it like when you first
Mm.
started? Like, how was it like when you first started the brand?
Hmm. Well, like I said, we had numerous resources. I'm saying that because the Bible says, when you have small, like, I mean, you have a lot. So back then, let me there's always a story to this. Let me see where I'm going to start from. So back then, I was actually what I was actually doing right from primary school. I used to sketch. So I was formerly a sketch artist. Not formally, I still sketch, but I mean that aspect is on pause for this one to shine. So, but yeah, I was formerly a sketch artist, and it was something that just came like freehand to me, and I kept on working on it. I kept on sketching. I kept on even down to secondary school, and it became more of, it started acquiring some form of attention, and it now started deviating from a form of hobby to like something that, okay, yeah, you can actually start getting something out of this. You can collect commissions from people, and you can, get to draw their loved ones, get to sketch, notable people, put it out there. And then that was like the emergence at that point in time. Social media was, trying to pick up. So anything you do, well, although it took a lot of confidence, because there are a lot of people out there, they are actually doing great things. But I mean, if you're not able to project what you're doing to the greater audience, then it more or less becomes something, hidden. And I mean, you have to set your city high so that the world can see you. So yeah, social media now became, a very good, like, it was emerging, it was budding. And I seized that opportunity. So anytime I drew someone notable, I would post it. It gets views, it gets retweets, it gets likes. and that was it. It started picking up, and we started getting like one or two from there. But the issue now became, um you know when you transform, I think this will be spoken on later in this discussion. When you transform your hobby into a thing of income, there are a lot of things that you actually have to put in place so you don't get frustrated about the whole thing. It was your hobby from the get-go because it was something you enjoyed. Now, putting some deadlines and targets on it tries to make it cumbersome. Like, it's passion that is driving you to enjoy that hobby, what you call as a hobby. Then when you now put like a price tag on it, it becomes something demand. I mean, you're not working for yourself again, you're working with other people on what you know how to do. So it now becomes a completely different ball game. So which was what happened. So by the time I now, sat down, I thought about it. I mean, I'm the only one getting to draw, and it doesn't look like something that might be scalable in the long run. um I had to think twice, because it's a team that makes a dream. It's teamwork that makes the dream work, and one person cannot be tagged as a team. I mean, when God was even creating, he had to make them in twos, male and female. So I had to just sit back and reason it out, and look for what I actually enjoyed doing that can be shared with others. Drawing wasn't something I could share with anybody else, because if it's not coming from my hand, then it's more or less not a me thing anymore. Yeah, so, and I sat down, yeah, what of wearable art? So it just clicked, and the beginning. Hmm. The beginning was in 2016. Let me put it at 2016. 2016, my mates were having their IT. We had this engineering IT fourth year of school. I must having their IT. And back then they were really gingered. They were like they were going to work. In my head, I was like, you guys are still going to work regardless. Like, you have like 1,001 years to work. You have 1,001 years to scout for jobs. Why don't you just use this time to, try, and although you'll be working, but try and use the time to like develop something, develop a skill, get into a trade. I mean, you've spent like 4 years already in school learning certificate work. Why don't you learn like handcraft or something to keep you busy, knowing how the economy has been, having its ups and downs. So my parents enrolled me